Hello and welcome to Oldie But a Goodie. That's the podcast that you press play on, and you'll probably hear either me or Zach saying that again very shortly when the episode starts. But just up top, very quick thing to mention. In this episode, particularly in the remake section, we talked a little bit about Donald Sutherland, and I asked the question to Ben, our guest on the episode. I said, is he still alive? Well, at the time of recording, he was, but unfortunately, the incredible actor that is Donald Sutherland is no longer with us, which is a real shame. He left a great legacy, some incredible performances. I need to go watch Invasion of the Body Snatchers, like right now, because he's incredible in that one, and I recommend that you do that too. But yeah, please go into this episode with the context that we recorded this before he passed away. And because of that, I'm going to dedicate this entire episode in the memory of Donald Sutherland. And I hope that you like the episode. We talk about Weird Al's movie, UHF. And, we're taking a break next week. We talk about that in the episode too. We're taking a break next week. There's going to be a Patreon episode out for free as we take a break between the decades of the 80s and the 90s. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the episode. Here you go. Bye. I'm going now. Imagine a year where Weird Al makes a movie and it's a little bit weird.
Wait, Al's making something weird?
Yes, he
Al.
is.
What year is that, Sandro? Al.
It's 1989. Oh my god, where am I? It's like I'm in some sort of phantom zone. It's so airy and... Wait, I'm introing the episode? What's going on here? This is wild. I hope there's someone here that I can hang out with, but I don't know who else would be in the phantom zone.
Just wandering around the phantom zone.
Oh my god, it's the orphan!
Oh, Sandro, it's been a long time, or a short time, depending on the chronology of this season.
I don't know why you're here. I was in a coma when you existed.
Oh, well, look, I can't really go as far as to explain some of the wishy-washy logic in this show, but I've just ended up here. I was sleeping on a bench outside Tottenham Court Road, and I just happened to fall off the bench into some kind of portal.
Oh, wow, and now you're here stuck in the phantom zone.
Yeah, it's pretty good once you get the gist of it.
Yeah? What do you need to get the gist of in the phantom zone?
Well, if you go to your left, there's the deep pocket of air.
Ooh.
And if you go to the right, there's the great expanse.
Ooh.
And if you go forward, there's the big void.
Ooh.
And if you go backward, I don't know what there is because I can't see in that direction.
How about you turn around, Orphan? Then you might be able to have a look.
Yeah. Oh, wow, it's forwards. It's the great void.
Oh my god, who's that other voice? Is there someone else here in this phantom zone?
I'm the ghoul.
Oh my god, it's the ghoul. Wait, I'm the ghoul.
I'm here. No, you're not the ghoul.
I thought I was the ghoul.
No, you're the orphan.
Oh, I'm the orphan. That makes sense because I don't have any parents.
I have parents.
Which ghouls famously do.
I should catch you up on what's going on in the plot, Orphan.
Please, I've been stuck in this zone for a long time.
So Zach thinks that he's in a coma, which is not true.
Right.
But I keep pranking him by playing different characters with different masks on. And one of the characters that I play is the ghoul who exists here in the phantom zone.
I've been trapped here while you've been parading as myself.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
If Zach's in a coma, why are you putting on a mask? He can't see you.
Zach's not in a coma.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
That
Comas
makes
don't
sense.
exist.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, what?
Comas don't exist.
But I
No,
thought...
comas do exist.
Yeah.
He's just wrong.
Right, that's thanks, ghoul.
Oh, you're meant to have my back and also brain.
No! You've been impersonating me, smearing my name across realities. I'm not happy with you.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness, there's consequences for my actions.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on, Orphan, you're my arch enemy.
Well, look, I think that something has occurred to do a little bit of a time shift, and with the time shift came an emotional shift. And really, I think in this universe we're friends.
Have you seen the MCU? There's like timelines where sometimes they're friends, sometimes they're enemies.
I haven't. I'm not a loser. Take that off.
Anymore?
Wait, cool? Anymore?
What T-shirt are you wearing in real life?
Shut up.
Right now?
Shut up.
Technically, that's not part of the MCU
that's
because
right.
it's a parallel IP of a Spiderman,
Yeah.
the amazing Spiderman.
Amazing Spiderman.
Does he do good crochets? Is that how that works?
think that it's too sticky for crochet.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Man, wait, that sounded like Zach's voice.
Oh, whoopsie, you got me. Whoa!
Oh my god, it was Zach the entire time.
Yeah, obviously.
What?
You're in my coma, so I have to be here for you to exist.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You should tell Marvel.
I'm sure they're already exploring these options.
Captain Coma.
Captain Coma? That sounds better than some of
sure.
the other stuff they've come up with.
That's true. Oh my god, I got a gun!
Oh, what? How did you get that?
I was just looking in my pockets because I thought, hey, when the orphan shows up, we'll usually get Ben on the show.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
the
that's
orphan, it can get a little bit grating after a while.
Oh, right.
Yeah, no.
Hey, what were you saying about my cheese?
In that you grate your parmesan very finely, and I like it a bit chunky.
Oh, right. Well, you should tell me that. Honest and frank communication is the benchmark of a good relationship. And so if you could, feel free to tell me that you like it a little bit chunky parmesan, I could just flip the grater.
Communication is key in
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's on you, really.
I prefer honest and George communication,
Whoa.
not
What?
frank.
Oh, I get that.
That was a funny...
And I'm a boy.
My mental image of Sandro does carry a gun.
I do
He's just
carry a
strapped
gun.
at all times.
Gundro.
That's me. I'm shooting the orphan. I'm going to put Ben in the body
Whoa,
of the orphan.
why would you do that? I could just use my coma powers to change him into Ben. Oh my god, he shot him.
Oh, ow. I don't think that works.
Oh, no.
I'm just going to use my coma powers.
We're in a
Okay.
different reality. All the sci-fi gadgets from last year don't work anymore.
No, I think you just
Your
shot me.
sci-fi gadget was a gun. That's not a gadget. You
That's
just
not
shot
a
a child.
gadget.
That's true.
You
A
shot an
weapon.
orphan. Oh my god.
I should have picked up on it.
Ow.
I could have
My
mentally-
kneecaps are melting.
Oh. There we go.
What is going on? Where am I? Hello.
Hi, this is the Phantom
Sandra,
Zone.
The Phantom Zone.
Hello.
Oh, not this again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry to bring
I hate
you down
the
here.
Phantom Zone. Why are my kneecaps melting?
What? You've
yeah,
been in the
that's-
Phantom Zone before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
Didn't you see last season?
I know.
I think
Yeah.
everyone's
I
been
was
in,
in
the
a
Phantom
coma.
Zone.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you were in a coma for that whole debacle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, after that very long intro, hello and welcome to Oldie But a Goodie.
Hello.
My name is Sandro. What's your name?
Zach, I hope.
Excellent. And we're joined by our guest, Ben Volchok.
Hello.
Who's back after many, many weeks away.
Yes, I've been away in the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, trapped in the Phantom Zone, canonically.
That's right.
Does that work? Is that?
I
Yeah.
think so.
All right.
And we're going to review UHF from 1989, also known as also known as The Vidiot,
Whoa.
also known as the Weird Al movie,
Yep.
because it's the one he made.
That's-
and he's in.
Yep.
He made other ones, but he's not in them that much.
That's what I called it. The Weird Al movie.
I
The
feel
Weird Al
like
movie.
up until that second mockumentary,
weird. Yeah.
there you can't really say the Weird Al movie anymore.
But the Weird Al movie.
You could say Weird Al's movie.
Oh, true. Weird Al's movie. The Weird Al movie. Yeah, true. Because the movie Weird is a parody of autobiographies about Weird Al,
Which
played
is
by
also
Daniel Radcliffe.
Made one, like he's made a mockumentary.
Has he?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. It was at some point.
This is,
I didn't know
this
that.
is more confusing than our plot lines.
it is. It is. We're reviewing UHF, which is the Weird Al movie. One of them, the first one from 1989. I don't think any of us had seen this before, right?
Nah,
I hadn't seen it.
it was on my list for ages, but I
Yeah.
hadn't seen it.
I always saw that clip of him shirtless with all the muscles, and I was like, wow, where's that from?
Going to the gym.
Yeah.
Never figured that one out.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hadn't seen this before, but like I'm a big Weird Al fan. I've been a Weird Al fan since I was like 6.
Whoa.
So I don't know why I haven't seen it. I think it's because this movie isn't readily available anywhere, and also whenever someone mentions it, I'm like, I've got to watch that. But then I just forget because no one talks about this movie that much. So when someone does mention it, it's like once every 2 years, and I'm like, oh yeah, I should watch that, and then I just forget because no one talks about this movie.
That's why you have a film podcast, so that you can schedule yourself to watch all the films that you never got to.
Exactly.
Or keep forgetting to watch.
That's right.
I always figured the clips from this movie were from some music video,
Well,
but like
yeah.
the extended like gag before the music started
right,
or
yeah.
something. You know,
yeah,
There is technically one music video in
There
this.
was one official music video in this, for the Beverly Hillbillies song.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, there is because I'm familiar with the soundtrack for this movie. I've heard the soundtrack of this like so many times because it's just a part of his discography. So every song in this, I was like, "Let me be your hog." That's a banger. I love that song, even though it's like a 10-second gag in this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is definitely a movie that we watched. Zach, first impressions, what did you think of it?
yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I had fun with this movie. Nowadays, with our scrolling on media, with our blowing air out
Noses.
your nose, yes, for the humor. This one made me actively laugh.
Oh, okay.
So it did pretty well. I thought it was pretty entertaining. It kind of flip-flopped between, it was like, nothing really happening the other way, and then suddenly Weird Al does some stupid bullshit and then that I wasn't expecting, and it's like, yes, this is humor. This is good.
This is humor. That's
This is
good.
humor.
I'm glad that a comedy movie is humor.
Yes, it is, in fact, humor. And some of the bits I really like. No spoilers, but near the end, there's that whole scene.
Ah, yes, the scene near the end.
The scene near the end of the movie.
The scene.
Yeah. Very,
You're just
very
looking at how
entertaining.
loud you made the waveform. Ben.
Yeah. Hey,
It's good stuff. No, but I really enjoyed it. I also like Weird Al.
Yes.
It's hard not to like Weird Al. He's
true.
a pretty great guy.
There's just a couple songs in there where I'm like, should he have made fat? Probably not. But you know.
There was like the Asian stereotype in this movie, which was a little bit like
it was borderline.
It was
yeah,
borderline
yeah.
race.
It wasn't too bad. But
It wasn't as
like,
bad as the director of the film going brown face for Gandhi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was bad.
Funny gag, bad casting decision.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, but I'm glad you liked it. Ben, what did you think of UHF on your first time watching this movie that we watched?
I thought it was pretty charming. It was, maybe a little bit kind of, as you say, Zach, kind of dipped in and out of being enjoyable. But I think it was still pretty consistently goofy and there were a lot of unexpected jokes.
Yeah, for sure.
I read that they were going for a very much like a Zucker brothers feel.
Well, I mean, Weird Al's in all of the Naked Gun movies, so
is he?
it would make sense
Yeah.
that that's what he would go for. But I got that vibe as well.
It was very top secret.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I overall I would say I more or less liked it.
I agree. I'm more. It's not the funniest comedy we've done. It's definitely not Weird Al's best work. But
It's no Albuquerque.
It's no. That's right. It's no
disagree.
running with scissors.
When he's like screaming that he's really sorry and like slamming his head and then immediately went, "Ooh, mashed potatoes."
Yeah.
That was very stupid.
Yeah, it's interesting because he was in the Naked Gun movies, but he doesn't act that much. And when he does, he usually plays himself. So like him taking on the role of George Newman, like he's good in this, and it's surprising that he didn't do more movies. I mean, the reason he didn't is because this bombed.
flopped, yeah.
This
Oh,
flopped
really?
big time. Because 1989, Zach, as we saw last week, one of the biggest years of the 80s. So many movies.
Yeah, that's
Everything
right. There
came
was
out.
a lot of good choices.
Everything came out, and I think this probably came out mid-year, so it had to compete with like Indiana Jones and Ghostbusters 2 and just everything. All the big movies.
You don't want to be up with those bad boys.
Yeah, especially not when it's a kind of niche-ish,
Yeah.
sketch-ish movie,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
I definitely think Weird Al at first, it was like he wasn't quite in his groove. But once the movie plot got started,
Right.
I think I really liked him in the movie. I thought he did really well with the acting and stuff.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's as good as Weird, the Al Yankovic story. If you haven't seen that, again,
haven't seen
it's
it.
very funny.
Yeah.
It's a parody of like Bohemian Rhapsody and stuff.
Uh-huh.
very good. And Daniel Radcliffe is a really good Weird Al.
Ah,
He's
there
very
you go.
good as Weird Al. So.
Daniel Radcliffe is one of my favorite, I already won at life, so now I'm just going to do random bullshit actors.
He does do that.
He does such great movies now.
But yeah, this movie was, as you mentioned, it's directed by a guy who does brownface. His name is Jay Levy, and he was Weird Al's manager.
Yeah.
And he also co-wrote the movie, and then I guess he went, I guess I'll direct it.
Yeah.
Because he's not a director.
No.
So
I
it's
think
interesting.
The only other thing he's directed was that mockumentary that
Yeah.
they made, in a similar time period.
Yeah. So, he isn't really a director at all. He was just Weird Al's manager. So it's interesting that, I feel like a lot of the parts of this movie were kind of playing against it. Weird Al hadn't really done a movie before. The director hadn't directed anything. Most of the cast are just comedians at the time who would become sitcom stars. I don't think Seinfeld or The Nanny had started at this point.
This was filmed 2 weeks before the pilot of Seinfeld.
Right, okay.
Wow.
So just so much stuff working against this movie. The year it came out in.
Yeah.
Just so much stuff.
And I think the company went bankrupt or something.
Probably.
And then
Almost
it got a
definitely.
very, very poor release.
Yeah.
I think it was one of those classic, cult status, cult revival stories where it came out on home media and then boomed.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the time, kind of disappeared.
Well, I think there's a lot of that with actors that go on to be super famous.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
Weird Al went on to be famous more for his music parodies.
Oh, yeah.
But still, it's
He was already famous for his
yeah,
He was
yeah,
already
yeah,
famous,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But those sort of things where people will just look up their repertoire,
Oh, sure.
and be like, "Oh, hey, they did this. Let's
Yeah,
check out
yeah.
this," and go, "Hey, wait a minute, this
Big
is very
Fran
silly."
fans.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
and then it will spread around a
Yeah.
bit more, you know.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah.
And I mean, also, I feel like
The novelty of it.
you've got the added your bonus of if someone's watching TV and they see a Weird Al video clip. If they're a fan of Weird Al, they'll watch it.
Yeah.
If you're flipping through the channels, you see a Weird Al movie, you would go, "Oh, it's a video clip," and then you just keep watching it, and you're like, "Hang on a second, is this a movie?"
Bamboozled.
So, I think it makes sense that this became a cult classic on TV and stuff afterwards, which is quite ironic in many ways because this movie is about TV. But yeah, I do think that people nowadays would look back on this and know what this is. Once the generation that watched TV are no longer the generation that companies want to make money out of. Does this movie have a future?
I think they get the idea.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They get the idea of channels of TV, right? They probably wouldn't get the nuance of it. The nuance being he's on one of the shitty channels
Sure.
that no one watches.
I mean, yeah, it's very Wayne's World.
Yeah, true, actually.
I think it definitely ages just ever so slightly, but I feel like you could get the gist of the movie without the
so.
context.
Corporate
Takeovers.
yeah, stuff like that.
It's true.
Big, rich corporate asshole fucks over startup.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty relatable.
This is the most...
to many generations ahead of us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is the most 80s movie ever where you've got, we're small and we're making art, and then the big guy wants to come. That was the plot
Yeah.
of everything we did. When we covered the 80s.
It's a good plot.
I miss I miss films when corporations were the bad guys.
Yes.
You
That's
don't really
true.
see that as much anymore.
No, now you see Disney making, what was it, Wreck-It Ralph, and just have advertising is just the movie.
That's true.
The movie is advertising.
Yeah.
Wow, Disney's so great. We love Disney.
Indeed. But let's rate this movie. Is it an oldie or is it a goodie before we get into some spoilers? Ben loves this part, so he goes last. Zach, what did you think? Oldie or a goodie?
I'm gonna be the goodie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. This is the easy goodie.
An easy goodie from Zach.
Nothing crazy. It's just a good movie.
It wasn't
I had a
crazy,
good
but it
time.
was weird.
It was certainly weird, that's for sure. What did you think, Sandro?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I'm going to give it a goodie as well.
Nice.
I liked it. There's definitely some parts in it that I don't love, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Still pretty good.
Yeah.
It's still a pretty solid high rating for me. So yeah, I'm going to give it a goodie. Ben.
Okay, well,
Yep.
you know my stance on this false dichotomy.
Yep.
I
do you
also don't think that. You're veering very hard into territory where this film is 35 years old.
Yep, it is.
I would hardly classify 35 as old.
Right. So you got to rate it a goodie.
So
then.
it's I mean, I feel like, it's by process of elimination, it is a goodie.
Right.
Excellent.
Okay.
Oh, great.
If there's an option for a finey,
I feel like
Well,
you've given that
I
to
feel
someone.
like-
there is a Fran finey,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
but there's it's fine. Yeah, it's a good.
Yeah,
It's
All right. There we go.
It's not a goodie. It's a goodie.
Here's the thing. Like, most of the goodies are like this, and if it's better than this, we try and give it like an award. Or we do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't do that last year because all the movies were better than a goodie. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't you worry. This year we've watched some terrible crap, so it's good.
Oh,
We
I'm
have.
so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, let's do some taglines before we move on to spoilers.
Yeah.
You got to give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down. There's a lot of taglines to this movie.
I think I remember one of them, which was like, you read it out and I'll tell. I'll tell you if that's the one I remember.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, all right. The first one is.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's crazy. It's outrageous. It's the television station run by a lunatic.
Thumbs down.
Yeah, I don't like
Whoa.
that. Why a
negative.
thumbs down, Ben?
It's trying too hard.
Trying too hard.
It does sound a little try hard. I don't know. I'll give it a thumbs down. You know,
right.
I didn't think it was that bad. You guys were like thumbs down immediately.
All right, next one. It's crazy. It's zany. It's hysterical. It's television, according to Weird Al Yankovic.
There you go. Now that's a thumbs up.
I like that. Yeah.
Why
was
is that
good.
better than the other one, Ben?
It's more personal, I think.
Yeah.
It's
that one ropes me in, and I go, oh, I want to see what Weird Al puts on the television.
It also uses less coded language.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. What do you
sounds
mean
less
saying
appetizing.
lunatic is aged poorly? Next tagline. Don't touch that dial. Channel 62 has a new station manager so desperate for ratings, he'll put anything on the air. That sounds, and it could have been how I read it, but that sounds like a different sort of movie.
Yeah. I was going. Do you know what? In the first half, thumbs up. Second half, thumbs down.
Yeah. That was
okay.
definitely influenced by the way you said it as well. that was definitely not great for it.
I don't know what you're talking
These
about.
are very long.
It's got adventure, intrigue, controversy, cooking utensils.
Down. Thumbs down.
I like that one only because of that clip of Weird Al with the floating orb. Have you seen that one, Ben?
Floating
No.
orb?
He does I don't want to spoil it, but he does like a floating orb thing. I'm going to spoil it. It was just a ladle that he had up his sleeve. He goes
I've
there.
seen that. That's
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know.
Oh, the magical
Right, yeah.
floating orb. Ooh, and then he just pulls out a ladle.
I have seen that. I mean, the spatula thing was one of the funniest things in the film.
Spatula
Yeah.
is very good.
Spatula City, but I think for a tagline, it's
It's probably still a bad
not particularly
tagline.
indicative.
All these are
of-
very long taglines.
They are
I need
very
something
long.
a bit more shorter and quippy.
You're not going to get one. A lot of television stations have forgotten what quality means. But not Channel 62. They never knew what it meant.
That's the one that I remembered. I think
That's a good
the
one. That's a really
on
good one.
Letterboxd.
Yeah, that's an easy thumbs up.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That was unexpected ending there. Yeah,
Clever.
That's great.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
That's the one.
If you can remember it, then it must be like a pretty good one.
I
right?
mean, to be fair, I looked at it yesterday on Letterboxd.
yeah. But still, I can't remember things that happened yesterday. So
Well,
you know,
that's-
What happened yesterday, Zach?
I have no idea.
All right, here's the final tagline. Television the way it was meant to be seen in a movie theater.
Oh,
I like that one
that's
a lot.
pretty funny.
Yeah,
That one's
a
pretty
thumbs
good.
up,
I'm gonna give it
thumbs up
a
again.
thumbs up, but a cautious thumbs up because it's
You get a shaky thumbs up.
I think it's a funny line, but I don't think it's necessarily like specific to this film.
Yeah,
I think it's like this could be about any film about television.
It could be. It could also just be like, for example, the Doctor Who Series 14 finale is out and it's currently playing in theaters for some reason.
Sure.
And you don't watch TV in the movie theater.
Yeah.
what
No,
I-
I like
that's what
that one
I
a
say.
lot. Like, we've had a lot of taglines that could apply to like every movie, you know, sort of thing. But
Yeah.
this one was at least funny. I like the two last ones here because they're at least unexpected little
Yes.
twists, little jokes.
Exactly.
It's
I
fun.
like it.
Jokes, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I'm
Joke,
a fan.
they're jokey.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, howdy there, traveler. It's me, Sally McSeller, and I'm back with another ad.
Sandro and Zach are doing the Cage-rama over on Patreon at the moment, 3 months of Nicolas Cage, and for this latest episode, they're talking about a Martin Scorsese movie called Bringing Out the Dead. Now, here's the thing about me. I love Martin Scorsese because I love his main characters. I relate so deeply to all of them on a deep personal level, and I see absolutely no problem with this. Anyway, here's a clip.
I guess it's not really arty, but it's interesting. It's thought-provoking.
Yes, what thoughts and feelings did it bring up in you, Zach?
The thought was I wasn't going to enjoy this film when I went into it. I was like, this is going to be boring. But then it wasn't at all, and I was very enthralled by it throughout.
You went into a Cage movie in the Cage-rama expecting it to be boring.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's boring Nick Cage movies out there. I just haven't seen it yet.
I don't know if we've done one on the show
No,
yet.
we have not.
It's hard for Nicolas Cage to be boring in a movie because no matter what the movie is, he always brings it. And
Yeah.
whatever it is,
And
we don't
for
know.
some reason, going into this, I was like, how is he going to bring it? How? This seems like such a straight-laced, normal movie. And then it wasn't at all in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, like
To
how
be fair,
long...
I was just going off like the poster. So.
Oh, for sure. The poster's kind of boring, to be honest. Yeehaw! That sounds like a damn good episode. You can get it right now at patreon.com/oldie-but-a-goodie-pod and hear all about Nicolas Cage's character and Scorsese's Bringing Out the Dead. I'm sure it's a great main character. A lot of depth, really relatable to me. I wanna try and be him, honestly. I see no problem with saying that I relate to Martin Scorsese main characters. No problem at all, because I'm an American. Yeehaw! Patreon.com/oldie-but-a-goodie-pod. All right, let's get into some spoilers. Get your spoiler hats on. Oh my god, the spoiler alarm's gone. Oh, no. Too many spoilers that we set off the spoiler alarm. We're going to spoil UHF, which stands for Ultra High Frequency Television. Oof. You didn't know. Oof.
I called it UHC the other day.
UHC?
And I don't know what that's from.
What does UHC mean?
UFC?
Oh, UFC. That's what I said.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, UHC is Universal Health Coverage. So I
yeah,
don't
that
know
makes
why.
sense. Yep.
Universal Herial Cuss.
Yep.
I mean, we could go through the plot of this, but it is also a kind of a sketch-ish movie, so
Yeah.
we'll kind of jump around a bit. But it opens with a parody of Indiana Jones.
Oh,
This
it was
is the
so
Lost
good.
Ark.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
mostly played straight, which I liked.
Yeah,
This
it
is
was
like a
very
couple
funny.
literal sign gags.
Yeah.
And stuff like that in the background.
A lot of deadpan kind of,
Yeah.
background gags.
Yeah.
Which, again, adds to the sort of Zucker feel.
It's very, like more Airplane than Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Top
yeah,
secret,
yeah.
sort
Top
of.
secret.
Yeah.
It definitely has a bit different humor tone to the rest of the film, I feel a bit.
Yes.
But it's good. I liked it. It got me into it immediately.
Sets a very cinematic tone.
As soon as the guy whipped off his arm, I was immediately on board with the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it seems like what Weird Al did, what I'm reading here, is that he started just writing parodies of movies. And then was like, these aren't good enough for a full movie. So I'll just kind of make them sketches within an overall plot. And it was like, what if it's like a TV station and then we just cut to random like jokes
And
and stuff?
that's where you get the different TV shows.
Yeah.
It's just all these different parodies and stuff.
So I think that's why like a lot of the bits are really good because he just wrote them as like
Just sketches.
just sketches essentially. What are you laughing about?
I remember the guy who threw dogs out the window.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a good sketch.
Yeah.
There's just a pile of dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ironically, that guy died in a hit and run.
he did.
Oh shit!
He died just after this film finished shooting.
Oh my God.
actually,
Sorry to that guy, but oh my god, that was a funny sketch.
dear me. So yeah, it's like Indiana Weird Al, except the statue was an Oscar, which is a funny
Yeah,
joke.
that was good. I like that.
Also, trivia about that, they weren't allowed to use the actual Oscar. So if you look closely, the Oscar is holding his hands in front of his crotch.
Right, okay.
Which I didn't notice when I was watching it. It's a pretty
there you
small
go.
detail.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, IMDb trivia page.
There you go. That's funny. I like all the signs.
Yeah.
it's just like the guide or whatever is like, oh, that symbol means death and other things, and he leaves, and then we just watch Weird Al go through police tape and like all these warning signs. He just goes through it.
Yep.
And eventually he swaps out the trophy, and then he runs away, and there's a new sign which says, watch out for falling rocks.
Falling boulder,
But
yeah.
it's just like appeared.
I was trying to figure out if he's actually on the set of Indiana Jones, if they managed to hire it or something. It looked very similar.
Yeah.
But then also there were so many scenes where it looked like he was just kind of placed, like he
in
was
that
against
chase,
a
yeah,
green
the
screen.
chase sequence
Yeah.
was a green screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's what I was trying to figure out. Was like, is he there, or because this is an MGM movie, so
I feel like they did definitely borrow
maybe
some set.
That was
they
probably
borrowed
the
it.
most expensive part of the film.
probably
Which
the
is
most
probably why it's
expensive.
just at the start as this little intro sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Blew
Well, it's the
budget
only
in
one
first
that's
5 minutes.
Yeah, true. It's the only one that's like, it's the only parody in the movie that's like accurate to the original movie. Like the Rambo one isn't like, he's not really wearing a red headband. It's just a black headband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you could get away with that just being a
I
parody
feel
of
like
action
I feel like the
movies.
Rambo one, is more general. It's
Yeah.
like action hero movie.
They almost got Sylvester Stallone to be in it.
Oh,
Did they?
really?
Yeah,
That's so
apparently.
funny.
I think again, thank you IMDb trivia. But apparently
is
they
great.
they had a mutual friend, and he was going to be in it, but then scheduling.
Right. That would have been very funny.
Yeah,
That would have been.
But the Indiana Jones sketch ends. I liked how he gets squashed by the boulder, and then we transition from his squash body on
yeah.
a pavement to a burger patty.
Yeah.
It was very nice.
Yeah, the transition was really good there.
And we got the character of George Newman, which is very funny that he's called George Newman.
because Kramer's in this.
Kramer from Seinfeld's in this.
Yeah.
That's two Seinfeld characters.
Two Seinfeld people. Yeah. And that makes it even better that Seinfeld started shooting just after this as well.
Yeah.
Because I wonder...
They stole it from this movie.
Yeah. Michael Richards is like, hey, I just made this film with a guy called George Newman. And like,
Yeah.
well, we were just missing two characters.
Yep.
Exactly. So, George Newman and his friend...
Bob.
Bob. I was like trying to remember what his name was. Of course it's Bob if I can't remember.
Yep.
They are down on their
Played
luck.
by not David Bowie.
Yeah. Oh, we were just talking about that before you arrived here. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for waiting. David Bowie.
David
David
Bowie.
Bowie.
And I talked to a friend before recording. Like I was saying, oh yeah, I watched this movie, and he was like, oh yeah, I thought David Bowie was in it, and I was like, I thought that too.
Me too.
Because
Yeah.
David Bowie shows up
David
in
Bowie.
the credits.
Yeah, I was watching because like the opening credits show everyone's names.
Yeah.
So I was like, is that David Bowie? And then I was expecting him the whole movie.
Like a
yeah.
typo.
And then he never shows up.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like I was like, is it? Because at first I was like,
That
is it
sucks
an
to have-
intentional joke that there's so many people in this movie
Yeah.
who are credited as like a famous name, but like with one letter missing,
But
to like
he
make
was
you
the
think
only
they're going to
one.
show up. But I
Yeah.
was like, he's the only
Yeah.
one. So yeah.
It must suck to have a name like one letter
Yeah,
off.
surely
being-
you'd change it.
Yeah.
Well, he's not really in
Or
a
you just
whole
go,
lot.
like-
Well, maybe that's why.
Maybe.
Or
'Cause,
maybe
like,
you just change your persona. You try and adapt their persona.
It's like how Bill Murray accepted the Garfield movie because he thought it was written by Joel Cohen.
Yes.
But it was written by Joel Cohen with a different spelling.
Different. Not a Cohen brother. It
No.
was just a Cohen guy.
Just a guy called Joel Cohen.
Yeah.
Spelt differently.
No.
Uh,
Hey, well, don't worry. That movie's going to be really good. I'm sure of it.
No, it came out.
Chris Pratt.
no,
is-
the Bill Murray one. The Bill Murray one?
Oh, the old one.
yeah, the one.
Oh.
Hence me saying Bill Murray accepted the role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Not
thought
the
he was in
Chris
the new
Pratt
one.
No,
No.
that's funnily enough, there is also a guy called Ethan Cohen,
Right.
who does a lot of animated films.
Oh, maybe you did Garfield.
But maybe, but not Ethan Cohen.
Right. But David Bowie.
I thought he was returning again for the new one.
Oh no, no, I don't.
Bill
think
Murray?
he
No.
would
Yeah.
do that.
He had to record that movie like 3 times because they kept. I forget what happened. I think they deleted all of his recordings.
Oh, no.
Wow,
Or something.
That's so bad.
So he had to do it twice. I
Oh,
don't
no.
know. He hates those movies.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
no,
bet.
I would too.
But yeah, the guy, David Bowie, the last movie he was in was Rubber.
Oh yeah,
It's very funny.
I
But
saw that.
But he's not in a whole lot. He's in like The Rock as like a side character. He's in Transformers 3 as a Smithsonian guard. But this is what he's best known for. So
Yeah.
very funny.
Good role. He's pretty good in it.
He is good in this role.
Oh, yeah.
Good. Play everyone listening to this. Cast David Bowie.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Weird Al's character, he's got an uncle. He's got Uncle Harvey.
You're just going to skip over the mashed potatoes?
Yeah.
Oh, we can talk about the mashed potatoes. We already
the
kind of talked
Close
about the mashed
Encounters of the
potatoes.
Third Kind parody.
That was pretty funny.
I honestly, when that happened, I was like, are they only going to reference Spielberg films?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, true. Good point.
Yeah.
But no.
They reference a lot of other stuff. I would I would like more parodies in this. That's kind of something that I was a bit. I think I was expecting more parodies.
Yeah, the narrative kind of took over.
Yeah.
I feel like for a film that has such a strong element of references and parodies, it did feel like they could have pushed it more.
Yeah, they moved it on to the sort of sketch type thing
Yeah.
rather than the parody thing. It would have been cool to see a whole movie of just parodies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's kind of what I thought this
Weird
movie was
Al
going to
thing.
be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Or like at least like just TV clips.
For
and
sure,
stuff.
yeah.
Apparently they filmed 2.5 hours of footage. So
Okay.
Wow.
maybe a lot of like an hour of that was sketches that they cut out.
Yeah,
Wow, that would be cool.
for sure. Well, yeah, this
Director's
movie
cut.
is 90 minutes, so it's
Yeah,
probably
we
cut
need
down
a
for
3-hour director cut. Let's
hell
do it.
yeah.
Just all the unreleased footage.
That's probably just
Hopefully with no blackface. We'll see.
Yeah.
How
well,
it
it'll
goes.
probably be more.
Yeah, no.
We'd get a clip for Gandhi 3.
Oh god. Oh
Yeah,
Martin
no.
Luther King too.
Oh no.
Ugh. Yeah, there's the scene where he's at his girlfriend's house, whose name is Terry, played by Victoria Jackson, who's not really in this movie a whole lot, but she was an SNL cast member at the time. So,
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
there you go.
It's mainly what she's known for, but she's kind of there and about. Yeah, he's not very good at being in a relationship, and that's
No.
kind of the whole joke.
No, he's not very good to full stop.
I mean, that's true.
feel.
George Newman is not a great character.
Well, he's not a great person.
He's not a great person either.
He's got a heart of gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's just a little bit inadept.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what you mean. He likes his turkey wiener sandwich, though. No.
Yeah, oh.
Twinkie wiener
Twinkie
sandwich.
Yeah, when that went on screen, I was like, no. Oh,
dipped in milk.
Yeah. Dipped
Oh, yeah,
in
of course,
milk.
of course.
Oh, God.
But yeah. Yeah, like he lives with Bob,
Most
and they live
American
right
of
next to a
meals.
karate school, which is run by Getty Watanabe, who is in all the Milan movies. I think he's the racist character in 16 Candles too.
Oh.
I didn't realize there was a sequel.
Yeah, he's in this. He doesn't do a whole lot, and they don't. This movie could be very racist, having that character in it, but it doesn't really push it that far.
Yeah,
which
no.
I'm like, that's pretty good, Weird Al.
It's
restrained.
borderline.
It's borderline bad.
His more of his thing is just calling people stupid,
Yeah.
which was all right.
There was one joke where they're in a supply closet
Oh,
and
no.
they yell
yeah, and they yell-
surprise.
That's an old racist joke.
Yeah,
that was a
yeah.
bad one.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
But that's the only like really bad joke
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they do with that. And I, good on you, Weird Al, for not pushing that really
I
far.
did really like the like, oh my god, what's the time? And then someone's arm burst through
Yeah.
the walls with
That
a
was
watch.
very funny.
That
That was fantastic.
I was expecting a lot more gags like that.
Yeah. That was really good.
And then we get a Weird Al having a dinner with Terry, and then he just puts all the mashed potatoes on his plate.
Yeah.
And does a Close Encounters of the Third Kind parody.
Yeah.
It makes sense why this movie like flip-flops between really funny and just like okay is because he came up with a whole bunch of different sketches.
Well,
And
I mean,
some would hit harder than others.
I feel like though a lot of the sketches and gags hit. There's just a lot of stuff in this film that is
Filler.
neither.
Yeah.
It's like it's pushing the narrative, but it does so in
It's got the narrative to hold all the good gags together.
yeah.
Yeah.
The narrative itself doesn't feel as I don't know, oomph.
Yeah. The narrative could definitely be more goofy
Yeah.
as well. Yeah. I feel like they were like trying to play it straight like a Zucker Brothers movie,
Yeah.
but they didn't quite.
No, because
nail
even in
that.
those films, like there's like every line of dialogue is some kind of gag, or it's or over the top, or whatever.
And then after that, what happens after that? So as I was saying earlier, Uncle Harvey, he's played by Stanley Brock. A lot of the characters in this are just kind of like comedians who have done stuff. He is on the phone with a character called Louis, which is a James Bond parody. It's like the guy with like the arm with the cigar with like an obviously dubbed over voice. It reminded me at first of Inspector Gadget, but then I went, oh wait, but Inspector Gadget is a parody of Bond.
Yeah.
So this is like...
I'm glad you said Inspector Gadget first, because that's what I thought immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was very funny.
That could just be because that's what we grew up watching more so
Yeah.
than Bond. But yeah. And he's there and he's like, blah, 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 I'm gonna be important later. And then Uncle Harvey's like, I won the deed to a TV station. And
What
his
are we
wife-
gonna do with it?
What are we gonna do with it? And his wife's like, I got someone we can sell it to.
The guy feeding punch to a dog.
Yep. Who he gets beckoned over and then he just drops the dog.
That was very funny.
That was great. This was really good.
Yeah. We get some other jokes. There's a homeless guy. They show up to the station.
Oh, yeah.
There's a homeless guy there. And he asks them for change, but he actually just wants change for
Yeah.
$1, which was
$1
very
note.
funny.
Yeah. I liked that he was a recurring character that had like a story arc.
Yeah.
You know? He wasn't forgotten about
It wasn't
later
just
on in
one-
the film.
yeah.
Yeah. Which was quite good.
Yeah, which I hope the guy...
The homeless man on the mantelpiece.
Exactly, that's what he is.
I hope that the guy punching the time through the wall, I hoped he would come back.
Yeah, that would be great.
Because there was another time where Weird Al was like, what's the time? I really hope that...
Oh
there's
my
gonna
god!
be
If
another-
Yeah.
for no reason, someone just punched through a wall.
Yeah.
That would have been very like Naked Gun vibes. Yeah, no, for sure. Well, there's one joke as well where I think it's as soon as they enter the TV station, the wall comes off, the door comes off its like its hinges.
Yeah.
Which was a very weird joke as well. I was like, is this trying to be... Is this a joke or did this just happen?
Well, I think that-
like
I
I couldn't quite tell because there's not many jokes like that in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like as in like a gag of how cheap the
Yeah.
run
The
down the
difference
place.
is-
Yeah. Well, like the classic one in Naked Gun is one of them walks through a door, the other one just walks around the wall because it's a set.
Yeah,
Like that's the
yeah.
classic joke from the Naked Gun, and I was like, is this a like that sort of joke?
Yeah. Well,
A
that's the
set
thing.
joke?
Like
What's
with those movies, there's like a joke per second.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to be you have to pay attention because if you look away for a second, you've missed like 3 jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Whereas
And
this
they're all
film,
going to come back. They're all recurring, so you got to pay attention.
yeah. So you got to pay attention. Whereas this film, it has downtime between jokes.
Yeah,
does.
you can look away.
You can look away during this movie.
Which is bad for like the millennial generation. You know, the
Yeah.
Zoomers.
There's-
You know.
The millennials are not Zoomers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, same thing.
But here they are. They're working at TV. It's just like working at a fishmonger, except you don't have to clean and gut fish all day.
Or do you?
Or do you?
Because then there's a wheel of fish.
there is Wheel of Fish. Man,
They bought real fish for.
they put them up on a board and they spun them around.
Yeah.
Real fish?
Oh,
They
yeah,
were
that was
real
real fish.
fish.
Whoa.
That would have been stinky.
Yeah. What? I'm confused.
That was such a funny joke where, like, she lands on a fish and then the karate guy's like, you can keep that fish or you can see what's in the box. She chooses the box and there's nothing there. And then the sketch ends.
Yeah.
I was like,
It's like,
oh.
you're
You
stupid.
go away with nothing.
Yep.
You're stupid.
Very funny. But who works at the TV
I
station?
would have taken
Why?
the red snapper.
It's an old guy making gadgets.
It
and
is.
test
Yeah.
tubes.
It's Philo.
You mean the alien?
Hey, spoilers.
Oh,
Spoilers,
sorry.
Zach.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. That joke kind of made the movie for me.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
Philo.
yes.
Yeah, he was a great character.
He was good.
Like the just this random scientist dude. That is, it would make sense that a alien spoilers would like hide out in this like abandoned TV studio. You know?
Yeah.
because he can use it to like observe Earth's intercommunications and everything.
Yeah,
right?
true. Good point.
Yeah. And of course, it's kind of abandoned, so he's left to his own device.
I was just trying to remember where I'd heard the name Philo, and I looked it up, and I was correct. One of the credited inventors of TV was Philo Farnsworth.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good little gag there.
That's probably a reference to that. I like that. Yeah.
So I think that, yeah.
And he kind of saves the day as well. Very important character.
Spoilers.
Who else is at the TV station? Why it's one?
It's
What's
Fran Drescher.
Fran Drescher from The Nanny. Now, we here in Australia we're obsessed with The Nanny because it was always on TV.
It was always on TV.
but no one in America cares about that.
Really?
show. Like which. Yeah.
I thought it was a huge hit.
It was a huge hit here.
Oh.
I think it was like a medium hit over there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's a sitcom that people who watched it when it came out but it wasn't like a massive cultural thing like it was here, which is
that's
so
funny.
weird. But anyway, Fran Drescher's in this.
I remember
she's pretty
being a
good.
kid and watching and seeing it on TV and seeing, it was in the TV guides and you'd turn it on. And it starts off with a cartoon. And so as a kid, I was so excited. And then it transitions into like live action for the actual show. Because the intro of the thing is a cartoon.
Yes.
And I remember being really disappointed.
Yeah.
That's funny. She doesn't get to do much in this film, though. She's
really.
just kind of there to be kind of funny.
Yeah.
But then, of course, it's like, oh, the bad guys are sexist. Whoa. And so all she really gets to do is be like, haha, you got fucked over at the end, right?
Yeah.
She just gets to point and laugh at him.
Yeah, because she wants to be a reporter, and the joke. I don't know if it's aged well, but I did like the joke that her cameraman is a small person. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's not a good joke, but I liked the idea of the camera angle. She always has to look down into the camera. I don't know if that joke has aged well, though.
But the shots were always on the same level, right?
No, they weren't.
There was one scene where she's looking directly down.
yeah,
I think it's the only one where they really do the joke, which is when he gets pushed over and he grazes his elbow.
But later on, she does the reporting thing and she looks directly into the camera. So I thought that was a joke. Was that she was looking directly into like a normal one, except she's being filmed by someone where the angle would have been completely different.
Well, we see the cameraman who films all of their studio movies pick up the cameraman.
Yeah. So I
have
guess
him on the
there you
shoulder.
go.
That could be why. It is a joke in the movie.
Yep.
I thought it was kind of funny, but I don't know if it's necessarily aged super well.
Yeah. Well, the whole point of it is there's like the other studio executive guys like trip them over and are like sexist or whatever. And then they get screwed over later in the film and those characters get to laugh at them.
I would have liked if they went more into that, into like how Channel 62 is like, not like the outsiders, but they are the ones who the big corporation won't hire them and they're out here making their own art or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't really go that far into that in the movie, but I would have liked that a little bit more. Because like his name is Weird Al, so make everyone weirder. You know what I mean?
Whoa, it's weird that this person isn't as tall as other people. That's so weird.
That's so weird.
And this
This
one
guy.
is a woman.
Yes, and this guy, he's a janitor. We'll get to him.
This guy chopped his like thumb off or something. For
sure.
Oh, yeah, Emo Phillips.
Emo Phillips.
That's his name.
Yeah, no. I'm just every time I mention something from this film, I remember the skit in the film, and
yeah.
it makes me laugh.
It's like when we reviewed Wet Hot American Summer. We
Yep.
couldn't review that movie without you laughing at everything.
I'm sorry, I find comedies funny.
True. Hey, it's Crazy Ernie here. Oh, everyone asks me where I got all these cars. If you don't come down to my car lot, I'm going to club this baby seal to death.
That was very
I'll do
funny.
it. I'm crazy.
I'm crazy.
That was very funny. Apparently, Crispin Glover was wanted to be in that role, but they didn't think he would.
I
be
don't know what it
suitable.
is, but the animal abuse in this film is very funny.
It's a lot of animal. It's the 80s.
Yeah.
There is a lot. There is a lot.
The joke is animal abuse, and it's
Yeah.
kind of funny.
So there's a plot line where Channel 62 got a package for Channel 8. So Weird Al takes the package over to Channel 8 to give it to their boss, which is R.J. Fletcher, Kevin McCarthy from Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
The
he's
original Invasion of the Body.
He's really good in this.
He is...
Which makes it funny that one of the characters turns out to be an alien.
Oh, that's a good point. He is excellent in this. I loved him as the bad guy.
A good snarling villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of his chairmen are his sons, apparently.
Yeah,
Which is very funny.
I do like his whole like charming like he's the perfect CEO where he like acts all nice.
For sure.
But he's actually just a huge asshole. He has
He
that
is.
perfect, like, I was going to say George Clooney-esque sort of like,
Right.
oh, I'm such a affable guy sort of thing. But then as soon as you're not important to him, he's like super nasty.
Yes.
Middle-aged charm. Well, more than middle-aged. 60 years? Yeah, whatever.
Middle age. Yeah.
So Kramer's there from Seinfeld, and he's janitor, and then he gets fired.
Yeah.
And so Weird Al's like, I'm going to give you a job. But we get like a sad backstory about his mop, which becomes a big plot point later. That was so funny. As soon as he starts like breaking out into his mop backstory and the music starts playing.
By my estimate, that he is 23 years old.
Why would you? What?
Yeah.
What's
You've
the maths?
done the maths.
What is
Yeah.
the maths here?
Because he says he got the mop when he was 8, right?
Right. Yeah, okay.
But it's supposedly company property, which means I propose that on his birthday, he was hired by this company as a child labor, right? Mm-hmm. And he's been there 15 years. He also states this.
Well, it's not the company mop.
Yeah, well...
They take it away from him.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
his mop.
Yeah. I would like to believe both sides of the story here. That it is his mop, but also it was company property.
I wouldn't put it past RJ Fletcher on hiring an 8-year-old.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That he was child labor at that stage.
I like this.
And if you believe all the statements in the movie to be true, he is 23 years old.
That's right.
Okay.
There you go. That's my fan theory.
How old was Michael Richards when
How
he
old
filmed
was
this?
he when he filmed this?
Oh, the guy. Like,
Probably he's 74 now, so take 35.
When was he born?
He was born in 48, 49.
He was born in 49.
so that
Classic
means he
boomer.
would have been 30, 40?
Who 40?
40.
yeah, he's 40. Like,
He would
Wait
have
a
been
minute.
40 in this.
What? He doesn't look 40.
He actually doesn't. He looks like 30.
he looks
Yeah.
like
late
23.
He looks very young.
He does look very young.
He looks 23.
Wow.
Yes. The character
Tell us your secrets.
The character of Stanley the janitor is played by Michael Richards, disgraced comedian Michael
Now
Richards.
disgraced comedian.
Now disgrace. Yeah.
It was funny seeing him in this because there's a part where Weird Al's like, just go on the TV, I don't care what you do, just go. My partner and I were like, no, he's going to say the N-word, don't let him do that.
no.
Don't let him do that, he's going to be racist.
It's fine. It wasn't him. It was a character.
It was a character though. But yeah, he doesn't look 40 at all in this
No.
movie. Which is like so interesting because like as soon as he showed up, because I obviously know
Weird
him as
Al
Kramer.
looks 40.
Weird Al
Yeah.
looks 40. As soon as he showed up, I was like, oh, that is Kramer from Seinfeld, obviously. But his character, like Kramer in Seinfeld, looks 40.
Looks 40. Yeah.
And if this was shot, if Seinfeld was shot a week after this, and Kramer's always looked 40, what did they do in this movie to make him look so young? I don't know.
They had to, because canonically he's 23, so they had to make him look way younger.
They cut his hair.
Yeah.
They made him stick his teeth out.
Yeah. Oh, it was good though, because you could see the plot going, right? Where he's like, he's down on his luck, his girlfriend's left him because he forgot the birthday. I remember he goes on the television and he's like really sad.
Oh yeah, so Weird Al,
Yeah.
he hosts a kids show, and then he goes on TV directly after being broken up with, and he's just sad, and he's like, "Kids, everyone's gonna die."
Yeah. Not that it changed the mood of the kids, because he saw the kids
They were
earlier,
already-
and they were
hated
already
it.
like the most miserable extra kids
Yeah.
you would ever see. And I was like,
Oh yeah, because the station was going broke as well.
Yeah.
That was the other thing.
Yeah, and so then
did they tell them they weren't getting paid or something before they put
The
them
kids.
on?
I don't think the kids were going to get paid.
I don't know.
Their payment was they got to sit in on a live studio recording.
Yeah, and they were the least enthusiastic kid. I felt like even
true.
I, as a kid,
That
would
was
have been
the-
a little bit more
That was the
enthusiastic.
joke. That was-
I got it.
That was the
yeah.
joke.
Oh, it was a joke.
joke.
Oh,
You know,
right, that
these
makes
things
sense.
that happen in comedy films.
I do like his character though. He's Uncle Nutsy, and I'm
Yeah.
in Uncle Nutsy's clubhouse.
I was very worried about that word.
Yeah,
Because that sounds like another word.
It does. It does sound like something that they, potentially shouldn't be doing. I liked his other show. He's got Town Talk.
Oh, yeah, Town
where
Talk.
he-
Town Talk was great.
Where he interviews Emo Phillips, who cuts his thumb off. Ben, who's Emo Phillips?
He is a very famous, mostly one-liner comedian. Was very big in the 80s and a bit in the 90s.
Yeah. He's kind of like Bobcat Goldthwait's Zed character in that he got famous doing a character in stand-up. It's probably ableist.
Okay.
Maybe.
But he
plays
got
a
famous
bit of an
doing
alien
character.
type
Yeah,
character.
For sure, yeah.
Very funny.
It is very funny. He's great in
Funnier
this.
than Zed.
I really enjoy Emo Phillips' comedy.
Yeah.
And he opened for Weird Al when Weird Al toured here last year.
I think
in
they're
Australia.
very
Isn't
good
it
friends.
screaming your lines? So I loved it. Yeah.
The Bobcat Goldthwait screaming.
Emo Phillips doesn't scream his lines. He's more like this.
Yeah. It's good fun. We get an ad for Spatula City 2. That was pretty good fun. That's kind of what this movie turns into at this point, is just sketches.
Yeah, every time it cuts to the television, it's just like a different sketch that they've sort of done.
We get the Beverly Hillbilly Money for Nothing parody song.
Because he's fallen asleep at his desk.
Yeah, which is the famous song from the movie. That song did pretty well. As a Weird Al parody, where it's a classic. He's taken a song, made a parody out of it. That's about a movie or a TV show where he's kind of saying the plot. Except I think he took the lyrics from the theme song of a show called Beverly Hillbillies, and then put the lyrics of the theme song to the tune of a different song. And it got very popular, but no one, like people our age, probably don't know what it is. So it's just a funny song.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beverly Hillbilly.
That's the one. Nothing else to add?
Was this
was
has
music.
has
funny.
the janitor been on air at this point yet?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
I think this is the
This is around the part where
he's at his lowest point. The station's going broke. He's been broken up with. He's got nothing left to live for. So he's like, all right, just go on TV, and then they go to a bar, and everyone's like, oh my god, have you seen the TV? It's like, talk about overnight success. This guy's like an over-minute success.
over a 5-minute drive.
I don't know who was on the channel in the bar, like who told them to do it.
Some guy was like, some drunk guy clearly grabbed the remote and was just like flicking through channels to find something good.
Yeah.
And they found Uncle Stanley's clubhouse.
Stanley. We got a great
Who the kids
monologue.
immediately love.
Yes. Yeah, true. We get a great monologue about how like life is like a mop. That was great. That
And
was
then it
really
ends
fun.
on a network parody.
Yeah.
It does.
I love the dramatic music that was playing. You know, it was very good.
And then we just kind of get a bunch of like parodies of stuff. We get the Wheel of Fish, which we already mentioned.
Wheel of Fish.
Wheel of Fish.
We get Secrets of the Universe, where you'll be taught how to make eummonium in your in your own kitchen or something like that.
Plutonium.
Plutonium, that's it. And then of course Raoul's Wild Kingdom, which is just Trinidad
Torturing animals.
I should say, just torturing animals and throwing poodles out of windows and shit.
In his flat.
Yeah.
It's
flat.
recorded in his flat.
I like the part where he gets a new delivery of animals.
And then there's a Treasure of the Sierra Madre parody.
Yeah. Badgers? We don't need no stinking badgers!
Yeah, and it's Badgers the animal.
Yeah.
Very funny. All this time, we get Conan the Librarian.
Oh, Conan the Librarian. Was that played by the guy who did Ash Williams?
I thought it was Bruce Campbell too, but
I don't
it
think
wasn't.
it's
No,
Bruce Campbell.
it did look like him for a brief second.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm
yeah.
looking at the cast here. I don't know who played him.
Let's look it up. Let's find it.
I do that was one of my favorites because it's Conan the Librarian, and like someone has like a late book, so he just cuts them in half.
It's a good joke.
It's great.
I wonder, because I feel like I've seen that joke before, but I wonder if it's if this is where it originated.
Maybe.
It's a good idea.
It is a good joke. It is a good joke. I like how we see Weird Al has like the timeline, like every show that they're gonna air that week, and we see just the names of some fucking wild shows.
Yeah,
there's like one called Underwater Bingo for Teenagers was a good one. But my favorite one was The Wonderful World of Phlegm.
Oh yeah,
which for some reason is 2 hours long.
Oh my god!
I don't know why is it so long.
Yeah, because you could see the time slots.
Yeah, that's funny.
So Roger Callard played Conan the Barbarian. He was also a stunt person, and he was, I think, the stunt person for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's funny.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
In Total Recall and Commando.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
That's super cool.
That's really good.
He played, like, he's been sort of like an actor in a few films.
Yeah, this one.
Including also with Arnold Schwarzenegger. But let's just have a look. So the only place he's done stunts was for Total Recall and for Commando.
Right.
For everywhere else, he was an actor.
That's very interesting. We get a clip at a kind of like I'm not 100% sure what the parody was, but like a daytime controversial talk show that Weird Al hosts, where it's like, George Newman, he starts where others stop. Next week, lesbian Nazi hookers abducted by UFOs and forced into weight loss programs. Stuff like that. He's interviewing like the KKK.
Yeah, he's got like a Nazi member.
Jason
KKK.
Voorhees is there.
Jason Voorhees, a child. Yeah.
That was a funny bit.
That was very funny.
Jerry Springer.
Yeah, that's what it was. Jerry Springer, yeah.
He gets hit by a chair.
Ricky Lake, that kind of stuff.
Like a fight breaks out, he gets hit by a chair, and then he cuts to like the zoom in on his face for a later shot, but he's all bandaged up.
And then he gets hit by a chair.
And then he gets hit by a chair.
Yep.
I liked it.
But Louis, the James Bond parody, he's like, Uncle Harvey, you owe me $75K for these bad deals or whatever.
The horses didn't come in.
His horse racing failed.
And so you got to give me that money. And so Harvey's like, I'm gonna sell the station to RJ Fletcher. And then Weird Al's like, but no, let me get the money. I'll get the money and then I'll pay you. So it's a race to get the money.
Turns into a telethon.
Yeah. I do think it's funny that like the boss of this big gambling ring or something calls up this guy individually to tell him that he must just bet a lot of money, right?
Sure.
He must be their like biggest better or something, which is why they need $75,000.
Yep.
Which is a lot of money.
$75,000.
That's still a lot of money even nowadays, I would say.
It's true.
It is true, yeah. But back then,
That's an insane amount of money.
it's a nutsy amount of money. Hey,
I'm going to look up how much 75,000 USD
Yep.
in 1989.
Oh, it's USD? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So it's already back then 75,000 USD now is a lot in Australian.
Yeah.
Which
But you convert that to US, that's even more.
Even
and then
more.
you convert that to whatever the inflation rate.
75,000 USD in AUD.
I'm glad we've got those important facts coming in, you know.
That's right.
The janitor was canonically 23 years old. The time zone slot for the Phlegm show, 2 hours.
yes.
So
you know.
$75,000 US dollars is currently $190,000.
190,000. That's so much money.
That's a lot of dosh.
But that's
a lot of
180,000 and 190,000 USD to AUD. So it's currently $287,000.
That's a lot.
Wow.
That I could buy
know
a
what?
third of an apartment.
That's
for that.
ironic, actually, because that's the same price as a 1955 US penny something.
That's a
Spoilers.
we get the telethon. We get some parodies. We get Gandhi too, which we don't need to talk about.
It's such a shame because it's such a funny
Yeah, it's
gag.
a good idea.
funny
It's a good
gag.
idea, just executed in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
Like they could have gotten Ben Kingsley in to do it.
Yeah.
You know, but they just got a white guy. It's the director.
The director and the manager. He directed and produced music videos, but he's just a guy.
Yeah.
It's the idea you get like a pacifist, but now they're angry and they're attacking and you know all that.
It's pretty funny.
The sketch itself is very funny. It's just a real
Overshadowed.
It's just a bit aged poorly. Kramer gets kidnapped by some goons that RJ Fletcher hires.
One of whom was Richie in The Sopranos.
Oh, really?
there you
That's
go.
very funny. Because they do
I thought I
a...
recognized him.
That's funny because they do a Godfather parody
Yeah.
as well. Like this whole sequence is kind of like a Godfather parody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so having a soprano in
Probably
there.
influenced.
Funny. And they lock him in a room, but he keeps bloody talking. He's driving them nuts. But he sees his mop.
Yeah.
His blindfold it falls off at one point, and he sees his mop, and then he gets super strength.
Yep, he Hulk rages. He's like, my mop!
And then
And he like balls through the guys. He balls through a table. He grabs the mop, and then
Grabs
they
the
try to
mop.
attacking him. So he's just like flailing around with the mop.
now is this a Toxic Avenger reference?
I don't think.
I don't
so.
think so. I think it's just kind of funny that he's fighting people with a mop.
I was annoyed because he loses the mop in this fight, and he's
does.
not worried about it once he loses
I
it,
noticed
right?
that as well. I was like, but where's the mop gone? He's happy
Yeah.
to just run off without the mop
Yeah,
now?
yeah. He starts just running away from them now that he's escaped, and he kind of just forgets about his mop. But, like, that's why he just escaped, was for this mop. And
Exactly.
he just drops the mop, and then for the rest of the movie, does he have the mop at the
No,
end of the
he
movie?
never
No.
gets the mop again,
What?
I don't think.
What?
I don't know.
You can't just establish that this character will Hulk rage out of, like, the worst hostage situation to then just forget about the mop immediately.
Forget about the mop.
Forget about it.
I mean, it was just necessary for that one bit.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Ben. That the plot doesn't help the gags.
No, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Weird Al's got to run in and save him. We got the whole Rambo scene, which is, just,
The Rambo
it's just
scene
a
was
very
very
silly
funny.
Yeah.
action sequence.
Yeah.
When he's shooting him with the machine gun, and then he just goes, "Thonk."
And then they explode
They explode.
violently.
That's right.
I loved that they just exploded violently. That was.
You would love that they exploded violently,
Yeah.
Zach.
Yeah.
You would love that.
I will own that. Absolutely. It
Well-
was funny that he shot him with an arrow at point blank range while not being shot somehow,
Yeah. Yep.
and then just exploded violently. I like how they cut away to clearly a different shot.
true, it's true.
That's very different.
I liked how this sketch is basically a silent movie as well. There's no
Yeah.
dialogue at all. It's
Yes,
just
true.
it's just Weird Al being like, "Ugh."
I liked when he peered through the little gate to look into the jail cell, and then you
yeah.
cut back out, and it's like a jail cell, so you could easily look through the
that
bars.
was I didn't even notice that.
Yes, it was a
notice
very
that either.
subtle joke.
I think
was
that's probably
funny.
one of the moments I looked away.
Yeah, that's right. That's the problem with you millennials, you know,
I'm
your
trying
attention
to
span.
wonder if this was like it probably wasn't the first film to do a Rambo parody.
No.
But it was in the same
Gremlins
decade. Well,
came
Gremlins
out.
2
Yeah.
was the
I
year
think
after.
Gremlins-
Oh.
Why do I remember it being in one though?
No, do you know what? Hang on.
Now I'm not sure. Well, Gremlins 2 is also set at a TV station though, so Gremlins
Yeah.
2 directly kind of rips us off.
No, I think it was Gremlins 2 was
Gremlins
Rambo.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
So I
Should've
mean,
stuck to your guns, Ben. You
My
should-
arrow.
Yeah.
Your arrow.
Ah.
there's definitely other Rambo parodies
sure.
before this. Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
sure.
Like Rambo is a very easily parodiable movie.
And I'll say the one thing that we totally support here is bullying the French, because he blows up the Eiffel Tower.
He does blow up the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Fuck the
and
French.
the like Colosseum in Rome and other
Hollywood.
thing. Yeah. And then the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just goes on a Rambo page.
Rambo page.
Yeah.
So he goes in to save Kramer, but doesn't actually save Kramer, and then the karate guys
he
show up.
imagines
saving him, but he
and
doesn't
then he
actually
shows up and he's like, "I'm your worst nightmare," and then immediately gets captured.
And then all of the karate guys show up and then beat up all the bad guys. So they
Nice.
get Kramer back in front of the TV cameras. He does like an Independence Day style speech, except Independence Day wasn't out yet. So I thought that it was doing a parody of
Whoa.
Independence Day, but I was like, no, it's actually doing a parody of what Independence Day was doing a parody of. So maybe Independence Day is a parody of this, which is doing a parody of the real life speech that one
I
of the
think-
presidents did. I don't know.
I think Weird Al went back in time to make a parody of it before it came out.
And then Fletcher,
Which is why he looks 40 years old.
And then, oh my God, Fletcher, he does a PSA, a live PSA on his station.
Oh,
But Philo secretly recorded him saying bad things about the community.
yeah.
And so he plays that. He hacks into the TV
He
signals.
hacks into the TV signals.
And then he plays that. And then
Yeah.
everyone
And-
hates
and-
Fletcher
and
now.
Everyone hates Fletcher. And then the Channel 62 raises a lot of money.
Not
and
enough,
then-
though.
Not enough. They're
Not quite enough.
down to the final $2,000.
Yep.
$2.
That's fine,
They need
$2.
just $2. Anybody. Come on.
Anybody? Anyone got some change?
And
well,
then, someone has changed. It's the homeless guy from earlier, because he asked Fletcher for change. And
Yeah.
Fletcher gave him a coin. Turns out that coin was worth so much money because it was a
worth
special collector's edition.
$2,000. I had
More
a
than
feeling.
$2,000.
I had a feeling that that's what it was going to be
Yeah.
when he gave him the coin, and he was like, "Oh my god!" Because
Yeah.
the bluff surely was that you would think that, oh my god, he's so excited about a coin.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I knew there was something up with that coin.
There was he definitely seemed very jubilant about that. That
Yeah,
was
for sure.
I thought it was weird because then they just move on. I thought there was going to be like some sort of joke after that.
Al.
Yeah.
And then everyone's happy and the whole day is saved.
Yeah.
They saved the station.
Everyone hates Fletcher, and then he gets his license revoked.
That was very funny. And that was
a little
good.
final fuck you.
Yeah. It was like, oh, your fees are overdue. Normally this would be a fine, but after seeing that recent video, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Your license is revoked.
Bye.
Which was very funny. And then for Philo, he teleports into space.
Yeah.
He's an alien.
Oh yeah, we get like 1-2 second scene where we see his face contort into an alien, and then he vanishes, which is great.
That was good fun.
I liked that the guy who asked for change explains, oh yeah, I sold that penny for a lot of money.
Yeah.
I bought like $2,000 of the shares, and I got this Rolex watch.
yeah.
Which was
because he wanted a Rolex watch.
That was a good joke.
Because earlier it was shown that he wanted a Rolex, and then this random guy is like, oh yeah, I just bought a Rolex.
For sure.
There you go.
Which
That
was
was
really
good
the
fun.
final salt in the wound,
Yeah.
to really rub it in.
And then the final parody of the movie is George and Terry are back together, and we get a Gone with the Wind parody.
There it is.
Right there at the end. They probably shouldn't have gotten back together. I don't think George is that much of a better guy after all of this, but whatever. It's a
but
movie.
He put balloons in her room, Sandra.
That was creepy, Zach.
What do you mean? He went into her house when she was out. Wait a minute. I'm starting to see it now.
I like how she calls him a creep when she breaks up with him, and we're like,
Yeah.
wait, is
What
he a
has he
creep?
done? Yeah.
What's he done? Oh, he breaks into her house and puts balloons there. Okay, yeah, maybe he is a creep.
We get some context later on in the film that he may have had some less than desirable boyfriend qualities.
And that's the movie. Ben, best joke, worst joke of the film.
Ooh. Gosh. I mean, worst joke, just the brown face.
Yeah.
Probably. Which is hard because the joke itself is really funny. Best joke, probably Spatula City.
Spatula?
Oh, really?
That's a good
You
one.
like that one the most?
I liked Spatula City.
that one was pretty good.
There are a couple of gags that I laughed out loud at, but I can't remember them. I think one of them might have been the punching through the wall.
Through the wall. That was a really good one.
That was
that was like a 2-second gag that hit very hard.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what else there was that was like really. Oh no, this is really funny.
I really liked the dogs flying one, but not at first. It was like really
the pile
slow
of
build up.
The
It was the
pile of dogs is what got me as well.
Yeah, the pile of dogs at the bottom there.
that was
just
good.
like it went so long. This gag went so long, but it finished it off with like a little punch.
For sure,
you know?
yeah. I like that one.
It was good.
I liked, I'm gonna kill this baby seal. I like that.
Yeah,
that was
funny.
very funny.
That was a very funny one. Yeah,
I like that
yeah,
one a lot.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That was good.
And worst joke, Gandhi, but also like the supplier surprise joke.
Oh yeah.
You guys
yeah.
are
pretty bad.
cop outs, you know,
Yeah.
taking the bits that aged the worst.
Yeah.
Well, what's your worst joke, Zach?
Probably both of those.
Yeah.
yeah.
And best joke.
As I said, I did like the dog one. So
The dog one, yeah.
That one made me laugh because I was not expecting it to
The
cut
pile
to
of
a pile
dogs,
of dogs.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like the Rambo scene.
yeah.
It's just a really, really funny scene.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it would be either the Rambo or the dog one. I thought that was quite good.
The American West, a place where our character as a nation took shape, where dreams came true, where ambitions were shattered, and where legends were born. But above all, a place where ordinary people came looking for a new life and ended up doing extraordinary things. No one tells the story of the Old West better than author Rick Steber, and now there's a podcast dedicated to his stories and poems. It's called Writing the West, and in every 15-minute episode, you'll hear the stuff most history books left out, but that we can't afford to forget. If you want to hear the real stories of real people in the Old West brought to life, this is the podcast for you. Check it out on Spotify. That's Writing, W-R-I-T-I-N-G, The West. The stories and poetry of Rick Steber.
All right, well, usually we remake the movie.
Oh,
But how do you remake a Weird Al movie without Weird Al, Ben?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Oh, no, that's pretty
boom.
funny.
It goes a second level of meta.
Yeah,
and you get the making of. I haven't seen.
And then you get Weird Al to come in and play Daniel
yeah,
Radcliffe.
That's funny, yeah.
I haven't seen Weird, the Al Yankovic story, but
It's pretty good.
Do they include this film in it?
I don't want to give. I feel
Okay,
like saying a lot about that movie gives it away.
Okay,
Yeah,
say no more.
spoilers.
Say no more.
It is a very accurate representation of Weird Al's real life, and everything that happened in that movie definitely happened in real life.
Well, so I reckon that remaking this film, get all of the original cast back
Ooh.
and just do new sketches
Right, yeah.
and make it as like a. That would, I guess, be more of a sequel.
Yeah, no.
Where it's
I was
like,
just
the
thinking,
TV station
It'd
is-
be cool to have a sequel to it, though.
Yeah,
think a
the
sequel would be
TV station is failing, and they need to make TikToks.
They need to do.
Oh, they got to
no.
modernize. It's like they were super popular, this TV station, but
Yeah.
no one watches TV anymore.
Well,
Everyone
it could be like a legacy sequel.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it is
exactly.
still Channel 62, but we got a new cast,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then Weird Al is there, and he's like, "I'm the old guy. I used to run this station."
No, I think it needs to be more like. I mean, yeah, maybe they do that. Maybe they do that.
yeah.
Because I was going to say it's more like a train spotting.
Yeah.
Like the
Trainspotting 2.
T2 train
I did
spotting.
quite like that
What
movie.
they have to do is like
I liked it.
They brainstorm to like make a sketch, and they make something
Yeah.
really good and funny, and they put it out.
It goes viral.
Yeah, and what happens is they put it out on TV, and no one watches it on TV.
Yeah.
Everybody just watches clips of it on
Yeah.
TikTok and stuff, and
yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
"What?"
Goes viral. What is
And-
this? And then they're like, "Oh my god, the only way you can watch this is on cable UHF TV."
Yeah,
All right. Well, okay. If that's the plot.
I like that
Yeah.
plot. I think it's pretty funny. Okay, so we keep Weird Al as George then, but
No,
instead
Weird
of-
Al is George, but he's the old station manager.
so
We
instead
need
of
a
like
new-
recasting characters, well, we are essentially recasting
the roles,
the roles,
Yeah.
but we're keeping the old cast as well.
I would like we recast Weird Al as Daniel Radcliffe, and then we recast the bad guy as Weird Al.
That's weird.
Well, Weird Al in the Weird movie, he plays the evil record label
Oh, there you
executive.
go. There you go.
So-
I was just
That
doing
is
that
essentially
bit.
weird,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's
For
funny.
sure. Okay, so we're doing UHF 2,
Yes.
UHF Viral.
Ooh,
That's the name. There we go. So,
Viral.
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 So for the character of George, and when I say the character of George, I don't mean, like, obviously George, as an old guy, is going to be played by Weird Al, but the character, I guess, the character trope of the character of George, we are going to get a new actor in.
Yes.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, I'm
Like-
very confused at
like,
this point.
Like how in...
Yeah, so you get like rather than being like you get Fran Drescher's secretary,
Yeah.
you get just a
The
secretary.
secretary.
Right,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's like, I
get you.
It's like
I'm on board.
Ghostbusters 2016, Melissa McCarthy is the Dan Aykroyd of that movie.
Yeah. I get
The
what you're
archetype.
saying.
Yeah. Wait, no, she's not. She's the Bill Murray. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Archetype.
Yeah.
I get
the
what you're
archetype
saying
of-
now. I
yeah.
get what you're saying.
Okay.
So for the archetype of George, who would be...
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah, that's obviously Daniel Radcliffe. So
Okay.
we'll put Daniel Radcliffe in.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, there'd be plenty of good options.
And then is the best friend Rupert Grint.
That's pretty funny,
that would be
actually.
pretty funny.
I was like, other people who could play that role, Finn Wolfhard would be pretty good from
I don't
Stranger
know who that
Things.
is. I don't know who that is, so I'm saying no.
So you're saying no. Who's like a young actor who could...
Tom Holland.
Tom Hot? No.
You said young actor.
I
Barry
recently-
Keoghan.
Now that's pretty funny. We could get McKenna Davis. She's the new lead in the new Ghostbusters movies. She's really
Oh,
good.
yeah,
She's
yeah,
really,
yeah.
really good,
I
actually.
actually haven't seen the latest Ghostbusters.
What about James
apparently it's pretty
Acaster?
good.
He's in the new Ghostbusters
He
film.
is in the new... He's in Frozen Empire, and he gets nothing to do.
Great. Well, why don't we give him something to do in
That's not a bad idea.
UHF the remake?
Yeah,
I feel like he would be good in the Kramer role.
Oh, the janitor.
Yeah. I feel like
yeah,
James
yeah.
Acaster as the janitor would be very funny.
Yeah,
actually.
that's cool.
All right, we'll put him in.
Okay.
Do you agree, Ben?
I mean, maybe.
Who would you put as the janitor then?
could always
the
suggest.
janitor.
Yeah.
Because the janitor, it needs to be someone wacky, like really kind of
Little zany.
Zany, yeah. What about
A little bit weird.
Or
Jack Black.
Weird Al.
Danny DeVito.
Hey! You said it. You said the forbidden name.
Jack Black as the janitor would be pretty fun. Actually, no, Jack Black is the alien.
Oh, the alien.
Oh, yeah. I like
Philo.
that. With his beard nowadays. He would do really well as the alien. I like that.
But the janitor...
Janitor's a hard one.
Kind of has to be someone a little bit kooky.
Kate McKinnon.
What about... Yeah, I was going to say, what about Maria Bamford?
Oh, Maria Bamford. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to go see her in a couple weeks.
Oh, all right,
she's
just for a coffee.
Yeah.
Just going to leave the joke there. The role of Bob, I would love it to go to a guy called Gabriel Labella, who
Again,
was
no idea.
he was in the Fablemans.
Oh, okay.
He's like a younger, like he's 21.
But is he funny?
He is very funny.
Okay.
He plays like a good kind of side character role. Where he's like the best friend, but he's kind of annoying a little bit. I honestly think he's a perfect fit for the
All right,
character.
sure.
Looks all right.
Look, for your younger viewers,
Yeah,
listeners, people
He's
who
not
have
really like he's not in anything like huge.
some kind of new reference. I don't know what you're talking about.
If it helps, I don't know any actors, full stop.
Oh, that doesn't help.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Maria Bamford as the janitor. Gabriel Labella, I have forced him in as Bob because I think he's perfect. Still not 100% on George. Could be Daniel Radcliffe. Sure, could be someone younger. Philo is Jack Black. The role of the secretary, I think, is the only other important one.
See, I think James Acaster for that one.
Oh, now that's funny.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually. And then the bad guy, Zach. Who should play the bad guy?
Oh, the bad guy. There's so many ways you could do that now,
Well,
right?
see, okay, my thought, not that you asked,
No. Go ahead.
but I reckon because Kevin McCarthy was the lead in the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers, you should get either Donald Sutherland or Forrest Whitaker because they've both been leads in Body Snatchers films.
Is Donald Sutherland still alive?
Yes, he is. I just looked it up.
President Snow. Zach.
Yeah,
President Snow.
yeah.
He would be very good.
He would be great. Or, I would love to see Forrest Whitaker in that role.
Forrest Whitaker's also really funny. President Snow or the guy who talked funny in Rogue One, but is actually good in a lot of other stuff.
God, you really... This is like when they're like, oh, Harry Potter actor, fucking Michael Gambon. And they're like, come on.
Yeah, I'll go with President Snow. That seems good.
Sure.
President Snow in there?
Donald Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland. Forrest Whitaker is a lot younger than Donald Sutherland.
Yeah. He was in Bloodsport.
He was in Bloodsport. He was in Ghost Dog, which I need to watch.
Ghost Dog is pretty good.
We still don't know who's playing the main guy.
Yeah.
Are we doing Daniel Radcliffe?
I mean, Daniel Radcliffe.
What if it's
not
just
bad.
to be funny, it's Emma Watson
That is funny.
to undercut Daniel Radcliffe.
Why is Emma Watson's best friend a 21-year-old boy? That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
She can be a TikTok star who has to come in and take
A
over.
failed TikTok star. No, I think the media connection can only happen when they get to the station, right? So they
Yeah.
can't be a TikTok star.
Can't be a TikTok
No.
star.
I liked Daniel Radcliffe.
I like
thought that was
Radcliffe.
fine.
I like the lead from the new
am
Ghostbusters movies.
biased.
She's good too. I think she's 17, though.
Oh.
So probably a little bit too young.
Someone who plays like someone who's a little bit disgruntled with the world,
Yeah. Kind of like
little bit
stoner vibes, but not really.
down on their luck.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one.
It is a tricky one. Who is the Weird Owl of nowadays?
Oh, I mean, is it that guy Kyle something who makes all those parody songs?
Kyle Gordon, yeah.
Or
He's funny. I like
Brian Jordan Alvarez.
I like Kyle Gordon. He's
I
got
don't
some
like
good
Who's
stuff.
the actor in June and Wonka?
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
Now that's pretty funny.
Are you just listing people with curly hair?
Yeah. Well, I've named one person.
Yeah.
But yes, that was it. That was the only reason.
Timothy
I suggested
Chalamet.
it.
Well, he did that. He did that rap music parody sketch in SNL with Pete Davidson. That was actually
there
pretty
you go.
funny.
Yeah. I think he used. Funnily enough, he used to have a gaming YouTube channel
Did he?
before
Did
he
he?
did acting. Yes,
Really? Timothy Chalamet?
There are clips online of
That's
him,
funny.
like as a kid trying to do like Minecraft Let's Plays and other
Whoa.
things.
With
Yeah.
that context,
Yeah.
I think we should put him in this.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
And then you could
Sold.
Yeah. So people like found him online with his like younger self, and so they brought it up in an interview, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I did that. Yeah. Before I became an actor."
That is so funny. All right.
Yeah.
And then we need a director. Now, Ben, you're good at directors. Who should?
Yeah,
You're
you're good at directing as well.
Who's directed
You're
some?
great.
Oh, the director of Rubber would not do this, but he is funny.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd get Quentin Dupieux. I mean, he might, but this feels a lot more mainstream than what he was used to.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you need someone who is adept at parodies. You need someone who has a good sense of comedic timing. Specifically, is good at parodies.
The Smosh guys.
I don't know who that is.
Wait, the Smosh movie was
my
directed
God,
by one
no.
of the Bill and Ted's, the one who isn't Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yeah.
And he also directs a lot of other...
The one
Hang
who
on.
isn't Keanu Reeves.
Smosh the movie.
I know exactly what you mean, but
Alex Winter?
Alex Winter, who has done other good movies like Freaked and the Ben 10 film.
and the Ben 10
Sure. Give us
Alex Winter directs this.
Okay.
Funnily enough, I watched the Ben 10 one that you mentioned.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the first
huge
9.
on Ben 10 back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't
Yeah.
seen the first 9. It's a very funny joke.
I haven't seen
Ben,
the first
ben,
9.
Ben 11 was when it fell off.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He
When
also...
the 2 planes...
No.
Or you could also get Penelope Spheres.
The director of Wayne's World?
I reckon she could do it.
She did The Rascals. She did the Beverly Hillbillies
Well,
remake movie.
Oh, well, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah,
We
there
got
you
It's
go.
Penelope
Together.
Spheres.
Boom.
Excellent. And that right there
Got a
is
good
our
resume.
remake. Oh, well, and that's the end of the episode. Ben, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
What do you have to plug? I think the ceremony's done. The one that's coming up is done by the time this comes out.
Oh, right. Okay. When is this coming out?
When is this coming out? It's a very good question.
That's a great question.
It's coming out
Thank you so much.
on the 24th of June.
Yeah, that'll have been done. But if you have any listeners in the UK,
I think, I think we do.
Yeah.
okay, so if you have any listeners in the UK, I'm going to be doing my show, The Ceremony, at Edinburgh Fringe. So that's on for all of August. You can
nice.
look it up on the Edinburgh Fringe website. It's at Summer Hall. So you can look it up on the Summer Hall website
Yes.
as well. I'm also doing one night in London on the 21st of July
Ooh.
at the Museum of Comedy.
Yep.
So that's what I got going on. Also, my Melbourne shows will have been done, but I've got a fundraiser that you can donate to on the Australian Cultural Fund website, just to help me take my show to Edinburgh Fringe. 'Cause it
Excellent.
is,
Awesome.
very expensive.
Yeah,
Endeavour.
it is very expensive. I have not come across for that reason. But yes, the ceremony is great. It's a very fun show, and I'm sure I saw it, a year and a half ago now?
Yeah, probably. I've been doing it for a
You've
little
been-
bit. It's a different show every time it's performed because it kind of works collaboratively with the audience.
Yep.
It's improvised, it's interactive, it's strange, it's nonsense, it's deep, it's meaningless, it's meaningful. It's a ride.
It is.
The cup
it
is
indeed.
both half full and empty at the same time.
That's right, and we don't even know what's in the cup.
No idea what's there.
So let's find out.
Yes, at the ceremony, links in the episode description to your socials, where I'm sure there are links to the tickets, which will be good.
Link in bio.
Zach, we are on all of the stuff at Oldie But a Goodie Pod on everything.
Everything.
If you want to keep in touch, please comment where's the movie on the YouTube video of this one. And
Please
we will,
comment where's the movie on your podcasting apps, on
Yes,
Spotify,
on everything.
on just everything.
Where
I
is
came,
the movie?
I came to this audio streaming service to
Yes.
Find the movie.
The
film.
movie, yes.
So funny. And Zach, right now over on patreon.com/oldiebuddygoodypod, we are in the midst of
The Cage-a-rama.
K-Drama Part
Whoa,
3.
what's next?
Next is The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh, yeah.
But right now we have got The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent was our first episode of our current K-drama.
It was
followed
nearly
up by,
unbearable.
It was. Followed up by Bringing Out the Dead.
Oh, yeah.
Which came out last week.
No, it came out in 1988.
Depends what time.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
For sure. But that's all up there at patreon.com. You can also get ad-free episodes and stuff and a huge back catalogue. We've done the K-drama. This is our third time doing the K-drama. But yeah, we've got Sorcerer's Apprentice is out next week. That's our first big one for July. followed up by a bit of a bonus battle, Ben, that I think you will not approve of. We're doing Moonstruck versus City of Angels, which is the Nick Cage remake of Wings of Desire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which you guessed it on the episode for.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I Moonstruck wins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Episode.
Oh,
Okay.
100%
Yeah,
Moonstruck wins, but we're
Done.
going to do it anyway.
So what prompted why both of those?
Because we haven't done any Nick Cage romance movies. And he's, of course, he did a lot of them.
Yeah.
And we just haven't done any of them. So we're going to
Yeah.
get 2 out of the way.
Yeah,
in-
and of course
in
we've
that
got to do the
episode.
one where we've already seen, the
Exactly.
other one.
We've already seen Wings of Desire. And I'm going
Right.
to try and watch the sequel before we do that. What are you doing? Oh.
Because that's the way
Yeah.
I like it.
Nice.
One other quick thing to mention before we go. This episode, we of course did a movie from 1989. Next week, which you're picking, we're going to 1990. But in between those 2 episodes, we're taking a little week off. We're taking a week off in between decades. We did it for the 70s and 80s. We're going to do it again for this one. And instead, next week, speaking of Nick Cage, for free, you're going to get an episode from our Cagerama from last year.
Ooh.
We already dropped the Ghost Rider episode about 1.5 years ago. So we're going to drop Ghost Rider 2, our review of Ghost Rider 2, which we did last year for free next week. And if you like that, then go check out the rest of the Cagerama. So that's out next week, and then we'll be back with some 90s reviews after that. And the 90s is such a bad decade of film.
I disagree.
There's so much. There's good stuff. Do you know what you're picking for next week?
Well, Zach's got to pick it right now.
Yeah, so
Pick a
what
bloody
year?
movie from 1990, sir.
1990. We're in the 90s now.
I can tell you
Hell
my
yeah.
picks.
Ooh, what's your picks, Ben?
My pick is Mike Leigh's Life is Sweet.
I like the look of Tremors. That's a pretty
yeah.
good one.
We've already done Tremors.
Oh,
Zach.
we've already done
We did
Tremors.
Tremors 3, and it was terrible.
Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, that's
yep,
fun.
yep.
Slacker.
Home Alone, Total Recall.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.
I know one I don't want to do.
What don't you want to do?
Arachnophobia.
Oh, yep.
Nope.
You
Nope.
could do A Bullet in the Head, the John Woo film. You could do Gérard Depardieu in Cyrano de Bergerac.
Oh, yeah.
You could do Aki Kaurismäki's I Hired a Contract Killer.
Could do Kindergarten Cop in
Yep.
league with the movies that you mentioned. I think that's kind of on par with
You could do
those.
Guy Madden's Archangel.
Ooh.
Nuns on the Run.
How about Frankenhooker?
You could do Cadillac Man.
Oh my god, I just saw that one. That's so bad.
I mean, that's, directed by Frank Henenlotter. Mm-hmm. You could do Cadillac Man with Robin Williams and Tim Robbins,
That sounds fun.
which no one but me likes.
oh, there you go.
Like, man.
You could do an Australian film, The Big Steal.
Yeah.
What about
you
a
could do
gnome named Norm?
No, that sounds
Dunno
very
about
good. You could do a movie that only I am nostalgic for, The Rescuers Down Under, which is a sequel to The Rescuers, but it's set in Australia. I like that movie a lot. It's very
You
fun.
could do Twilight, the Hungarian.
Oh, the one, the joke
The one that you watched.
yeah, I didn't actually see that one, but
No. Canonically, you definitely watched that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Darkman came out. I've always wanted to watch Darkman.
Darkman
Sam
19.
Raimi.
90.
Troll 2. We've already done that over on Patreon.
Akira Kurosawa's Dreams.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You could do, to go with your K-drama, you could do Wild at Heart.
Oh,
We have
yeah,
already
that's
done that
true.
actually over on
Ah,
Patreon.
Yeah.
you go.
Or we could do 3 Men and a Little Lady, which is a sequel to 3 Men and a Baby.
You could do The Grifters.
The
That's a
Predator 2.
Predator 2 is a good one. Jove versus the Volcano.
Die Hard 2.
Die Hard 2. The Neverending Story 2. We've already done that actually.
Back to the Future Part 3.
That's a good one.
Q&A.
We could do a Godfather Part 3 versus Back to the Future Part 3.
Oh my god.
You could, if you want a trauma film, you could do Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD.
Oh, I have always wanted to watch that.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Oh, there's the Captain America TV movie, which is terrible, that came out in 1990.
Class of 1999, you could do.
No, actually, I want to go something a bit left field.
Bit left field?
Bit left field.
More left field than Flash Gordon meets the Cosmic Cheerleaders, the sequel to the porn parody of Flash Gordon, Flesh Gordon. That
Nope.
was an option a couple of weeks ago.
Nope, definitely not that.
Oh, that's
Because
a
I want to
shame.
go back to my childhood. Because
You mean you didn't watch Flash Gordon 2 as a child?
Not as a child.
That explains so much.
I was 18 legally when I watched that.
You've seen that?
No.
No, good.
No, because we did the Land Before Time,
We did do that last week.
and that was pretty good.
Yeah?
So I'm thinking,
You're going to go Home Alone?
no. I want to stay.
What's a
sort of,
childhood thing that came out in 1990?
Well, it was to do more with. That's more like a child's film, right?
Yeah.
So I want to do more of like a teenage film.
Oh, right. I understand what you're doing.
Yeah, which is well, you understand. So
you're going to pick Total Recall, a movie for teens. I don't know what you're.
I want to
don't
do
know.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh my god, that came out in 1990. Oh, the movie where they're all in rubber suits.
Yeah.
I've always wanted
Yeah,
to watch
yeah.
this one. I never have, even though I'm a big.
Do you know what's funny? I've seen online people selling the old costumes. And they are like horrifying.
Right.
Because they're like, their flesh is like melting off, revealing like the weird human teeth underneath and everything.
That's pretty cool.
And it looks terrifying.
Hell yeah! All right. Well, then we're gonna do. Well, that makes sense because we did do Miami Connection a couple weeks ago as well. So we're kind of bringing it full circle with the ninja craze.
Yeah. Get that New York pizza or whatever
Sure,
they eat. You know, I haven't seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in years, but I remember I liked the old cartoon show.
Yeah, I like the old cartoon show. I like the new movie. So
Yeah.
we'll see in 2 weeks, right here on the podcast. But next week, Ghost Rider 2 from the Patreon for free. But Turtles in 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to the 90s. Oh, Ben,
That's his name.
you gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, back out of the Phantom Zone I go.
I'll reverse shoot you with the gun again.
That didn't work the first
Oh, wait,
time.
it didn't work.
What
the
Suck
first
the
time.
bullet out of me.
What?
Is that what you mean by reverse shoot?
No, he was just going to shoot you again.
Yeah, I
because
was
he's
just
an
gonna
asshole.
shoot you again.
He just shoots
right.
people.
Come on.
I'm trying to appeal to our American audience
That
by
does
shooting
check out.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
does
gonna
check out.
a shooting reference is gonna appeal to our American audience.
Yeah.
Wow. Now I've got
Oh my god.
I'm
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he's beaming out of here.
Beaming out of here.
I can feel something going.
Oh my god.
It's the orphan again.
What
the
happened?
orphan.
Where was I for the past hour and a half?
Oh, you were transmogrified into a guest for our podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
why are my kneecaps still melting? Did no one attend to this?
Nope.
No
Not
clue.
for the
Oh,
entire
no.
podcast.
Hey Zach, can I just
I'm
talk to you?
surprised you're still alive.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Hey Zach, can I just talk to you just over here for a second?
What's up, man? What's up?
So I'm going to teleport you to the 90s.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that's what we're doing. Can we not bring the orphan with us?
no, I'm definitely
so
leaving him in the Phantom
excited.
Zone.
Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks to last year, and I don't want him to stick
Yeah,
around.
no, that was a terrible idea.
Yeah.
So
we
excited.
run jokes into the ground, and we
Yeah.
should really stop doing
I think
that.
we should stop doing the orphan.
Yeah,
joke.
yeah,
Oh my god, I dropped a plate.
Oh, god damn it.
Anyway, we should.
I'm so excited to go
hey,
on some
hey, orphan.
adventures.
How you
orphan.
doing?
Oh, hello.
Hey,
my
look-
new companions.
Absolutely. Hey,
Yeah.
I got you a present.
Yeah,
It's a celebration.
Is it to celebrate me going on some adventures
Yeah,
with you
absolutely.
two?
I got you this freshly baked bread.
Oh, I do famously
Yeah,
like
canonically,
bread.
You like
you love
bread.
bread. It's like one of your
part my
favorite things.
backstory.
It's like one of the two things that we know about
That we know
you.
about you, yes.
So here you go.
Wow.
Hold on to that.
Nom, 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 nom.
All right, okay, let's go.
Let's go. Zach, I'm opening a portal. We're going to the 90s. You get no break.
Oh, guess I'm being stuck in this phantom zone with a bunch of bread. All right. Doobie 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 doo.
Who is that there?
Oh, the ghoul. That's right. I forgot you were here with me. Would you like some bread?
I would like bread, but also revenge.
Bum, bum, bum.